What would you do if your brother, shattered by loss, rebuilt his life in a way that left you questioning everything you knew about him? My brother Ethan was always the steady one. Growing up, he was the anchor in our chaotic family, the one who fixed things: broken toys, broken hearts, broken promises. When he met Laura, his high school sweetheart, it was like the universe clicked into place. They were inseparable, their love a quiet, unshakable force. I envied it. Even as their younger sister, watching them build a life filled with laughter, late-night talks, and dreams of a family. But life has a way of unraveling even the tightest knots. Laura's illness came like a thief. Cancer, relentless and cruel, stole her light in just 8 months. Ethan was there every step, holding her hand, whispering promises of forever even as her breath grew shallow. When she passed, I thought he'd break. He didn't. Not outwardly. He buried his grief in silence, in long walks alone, in the empty house they'd shared. I tried to reach him, but he'd just smile a hollow, distant thing and say he was fine. I should have known better. 5 months later, I got a call. Ethan's voice was different, lighter, almost reckless. "I'm getting married, Sarah," he said, like he was announcing a trip to the store. Married? To whom? I barely processed his words before he mentioned her name. Mia? A woman he'd met at a bar, his first hookup since Laura. A stranger to me, to our family, to the life he'd lived for over a decade. I laughed, thinking it was a joke. It wasn't. The wedding was small, rushed, held in a courthouse with a handful of Mia's friends I'd never met. Ethan didn't invite me. Didn't want to make a fuss, he texted later, as if that explained it. I saw pictures online: Mia in a bright red dress, Ethan grinning like a man I didn't recognize. The comments were a mix of congratulations and confusion, mirroring the storm in my head. How could he move on so fast? How could he replace Laura, the woman who'd been his everything, with someone he barely knew? I tried to understand. Grief does strange things, I told myself. Maybe Mia was his lifeline, pulling him from the darkness. I met her once, at a diner Ethan insisted we try. She was vibrant, all sharp wit and bold laughter, the opposite of Laura's quiet warmth. Mia talked fast, her hands dancing as she described their whirlwind romance. Ethan watched her, his eyes bright but guarded, like he was convincing himself this was real. I wanted to support him, to believe in his happiness, but something felt off. Rushed. Fragile. Months passed, and the cracks showed. Ethan called me late one night, his voice raw. "I don't know if I made a mistake," he admitted. Mia was restless, he said, always chasing the next thrill: parties, trips, late nights out. He wasn't keeping up. He missed Laura, missed the life they'd planned. But he'd married Mia, committed to her, and now he was asking for my help. "Just talk to her, Sarah. Maybe she'll listen to you. Maybe you can make her see I'm trying." I wanted to scream. Help him? I started visiting them more, not to fix Mia, but to understand Ethan. He was lost, caught between grief and guilt, trying to rebuild on shaky ground. Mia wasn't Laura, but she wasn't trying to be. She was his choice, his attempt to feel alive again. Slowly, I saw glimpses of the brother I knew: his kindness, his stubborn hope. I couldn't erase his pain or undo his choices, but I could listen. I could be there. One night, over coffee, Ethan broke down. "I thought marrying Mia would make me whole again," he said, tears falling. "But I'm still broken." I held his hand, like he'd held mine through our childhood storms. "You don't have to be whole," I told him. "You just have to keep going." I don't know if Ethan and Mia will last. Their marriage is a gamble, born from impulse and pain. But I've learned something through this mess. Love doesn't follow rules. It's messy, unpredictable, sometimes reckless. Ethan's trying to find his way, and maybe that's enough for now. As his sister, I'll stand by him, not because I agree with his choices, but because family means showing up, even when it hurts. Even when you don't understand.